Okay, you want to start over, Robert?
No.
When you keep emus, you got to have a lot of room. Well, people complain when there's too much time between records, and then they complain that there's too many. The public is fickle, and I can't be responsible for their feelings. I mean, you got the stove heated up, and you might as well make more than one pancake, because how often do you cook? So you might as well make enough for the whole gang. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's song logic. I don't know. Perhaps he's away indefinitely. Perhaps he was never here. There are two different schools of thought on that, I guess. It's one of those things you say in order to explain the way that you feel in metaphor, I guess. Robert, it's just it feels sometimes in the world that God is away on business and he's not coming back. He's been known to do that. He'll put an emu in the front office as a receptionist and a couple down there in the stock room, and they're a direct descendant. Yeah, scales are really feathers before they were feathers. If you look at a scale, you can tell it's about to become a feather in about 2 million years. I know very little about emus except that they're interesting to look at, and according to the trainers here, bird brains. The bumblebee bat from Thailand. It weighs actually less than a penny. If you can imagine something that small that still gives milk, and. No, I wasn't going to say the pelvis. I was going to say the scapula. Did I win the Frigidaire? Another area, Robert. I don't know the answer to that. Because they're consumers. Oh, God. Well, Alice, I guess it's a little kind of like taking a pill. It's a little more dreamy, a little more, I don't know, more of a, I don't hesitate to say druggy. I'd say more, kind of an opiate, a little dreamy, more of a song cycle. And then, what was the other one? More rooted, more chum 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 chum, more rhythmic and, I guess more real, more in the real world. I don't know. I'm oversimplifying. Who's watching anyway, right? Go ahead, let me help you. I did not write all those questions. It's called subvocalizing. And I don't know, I guess maybe it's part of the evolution of language. It's going backwards, though, back to when sounds had just basic shapes to them and had yet to be applied to anything truly meaningful. And I guess I don't know. I'm probably dyslexic and attention deficit and all that. Actually, there are a few words in there that have real meaning, but the rest of it is just pure gibberish. But a lot of people, when they hear it, they say, "Gee, I didn't know you spoke Romanian," or "I didn't know you spoke this odd dialect of Finland," or. And I have been known to tell them that I do speak those languages, but truthfully, I don't. I'm having a ball with just the sounds, and it's kind of thrilling to invent the language and not know from one word to the next what the next thing what that you're going to say. You don't have no idea what you're going to say, and it's free. It's a free feeling. Yeah, you go through a series of emotions. You're angry. You're compassionate, then you're sad, and then you're you go through the whole range, but you're doing it with just shapes. Hangjoy, fai montai, shai forka, Hilamanda, Bailamanda, Bolamanda, Kalamanda, Bilamanda, But it's actually therapeutic. You gotta try it. If you're angry, don't say words, just say shapes and sounds. But that's really it. And most lyrics in songs start just with the sound, and then somehow the meaning finds the sound, and they join, and out of that you get a word. And, that's the way I do it anyway. Yeah. Got it. Key of F. Yeah. No, it's the middle octave. I maybe towards the end of their lives, maybe they fluctuate, but well, I'm sure they have meaningful changes they go through, but you can't be determined by the tone of their voice. But if there was a fly in the room right now, we could check it. I don't think so, not this time of year. It's a little too early for flies. Almost like a doctor's office in here. Any more questions? You know what Joseph Stalin said about jazz? He said, today you play jazz, and tomorrow you betray your country. And it was on a poster, I guess it was circulating in Russia at the time. It was up in all the subways and, in theaters and beer halls. And he wasn't a big fan of jazz, apparently. And actually, the Green Lantern I've gone to for advice, and the Silver Surfer. And of course, the Eyeball Kid, you can always count on him for vision and clarity. But yeah, Fats Waller, I've looked to him for guidance for years. And Oscar Levant, if you can get him out of your medicine cabinet. But I don't know, yeah, I do go to I think I go to recordings usually for advice, when I need guidance, I don't know about that. Or, you mean, is Misery the river of the world? Is there a real river called Misery that, for her, my voice reminds her of something between a cherry bomb and a clown, and I really like that. And so we corresponded for a while, but we've drifted. Probably outgrew me. I'm probably like a turtleneck sweater for her now, but there was a period there where I had meaning for her. Because God must have said at one point, you can either have like a 27-foot neck, or you can have vocal cords, and made their choice. I would have gone with the voice. Be nice to have both, But I hear that they rarely offer the two of those together. No, they're not. They're separate entities. Buy one, buy them both, but you're not obligated to buy them both. And you're not obligated to buy either one of them, for that matter. No obligation necessary. I do actually dance when I sing. Don't we all? I sing and dance. I mean, I'm like a I guess I'm part of that whole tradition. On a certain level, I'm like I like Gene Kelly.
There.
Yeah. I'm in the circus business, I guess. This business we call show. No, only as a child, and I haven't been on stilts since. And but it all came back. It's like a stilt memory. I think we all have certain kind of primal, like I thought I'd forgotten all about how to fix a kite, and all that comes back, If you haven't flown a kite in years, you'd be surprised. It comes right back. You don't always know when a song is finished. And I'm not sure if a song is ever finished, to be honest with you. They're constantly evolving, and it's like jump rope songs, I mean, when are they done? They're never done. People are always changing them, changing the tempo and adding new verses, getting rid of old verses, So, I mean, when you're ready to record, I mean, there's a certain finality to that. It's time to commit. You have to cut the head off the fish. But that's not really the right analogy for it. it's more like, now why do people say you really captured something on that? Because there's something alive in a song, and that the trick to recording them is to capture something and have it be taken alive. So it's always a trick in the studio to, oh, Jesus, I don't know. You mean, what do I have as backup? Well, I had a mail order nightcrawler business when I was a kid. I sold nightcrawlers, And I always think back on that and think, well, if I could always get that cranked up again. And of course, there's motel management, you know. Simple is best, don't you think? That eventually you're going to be getting rid of anyway. Just, yeah, start simple. That's what they say. That's a very good question. No, it's not really a question. It's a statement, isn't it? She was a blackjack dealer at a card room out in Emeryville when we first met. And she's done everything, really. She was she does motorcycle repair. She does it all, and high finance, you name it. Deep sea fishing, has a pilot's license. She's a barber, and everything. I got to book early, there you go. Now you're starting to see the picture, yeah. It works. I don't know how it works. I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? It works. It's like, yeah, it just works. You wash, I'll dry. We have a good rhythm together, so. And I trust her opinion, If you're not careful, it gets like the emperor's new clothes, You have to have somebody to say, honey, what is this, hogwash? Is this crap? Is this, what is this? And then, so it's good, and she's got a great sense of melody. She's the only one that plays the piano, actually, and reads music, So, and, yeah, she's excellent. Honey, what is this, hogwash? Is this crap? Is this, what is this? And then, so it's good, and she's got a great sense of melody. She's the only one that plays the piano, actually, and reads music, So, and, yeah, she's excellent. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't like the limelight, see? She's, doesn't like it. So, it works, Yeah, right, yeah. In the background, put a muzzle on and chain her to a fire hydrant. Well, barca roll, it's just a ship's waltz. I mean, barca becoming the root word for ship, and then roll, and then that's why there's so many waltzes written by sailors, because they're always waltzing, moving from one side to the next, and so barca roll. There you have it. Gee, I don't know. I remember in carnivals when I was a kid, there was always a cakewalk. They put on a record, and then you go around in circles. If you land on the right number, you win a cake. Song forms are just like Jello molds, I don't know. I like goofing around with them and wait for it to sit. The crows, you mean the teenagers of the bird world? Teenagers of the bird world, because they. What happens is they get all their work done by like 9 a.m. and they have a whole day, so they play rugby with a white rock or play keep off the nest and type of thing. Have little races around town. Kill bugs, have bug killing contests, And it's probably very likely, yeah, they do. But when they have time to themselves, they'll sit on an anthill and they'll wait till all the ants in the anthill have completely engulfed them. And they say there's no true biological reason for it, except that it must give them pleasure. And it's like their eyes kind of roll back in their head, and they kind of tip to one side, and ants crawling all over them. But they say it's understandable, though, that they would choose something like that, because they have a lot of time on their hands. They have the largest brain in proportion to their body than any other bird. And it's kind of a slow descent into, it's almost like a form of drug abuse, because they spend every possible moment on an anthill after they've done their work in the morning, you're looking at me like you don't believe me. You've seen them with real jobs. Okay, well, maybe this was just a particular crow. I think we've covered it all, and, well, I wouldn't call it strange, no, but I try to tell them if they're going to be in the car for any more than 2 hours, don't listen to any music, because it's early in the morning, and you've got to drive up here and record at about 10 a.m. And I tell them, if it's at all possible, turn the radio off and don't play any music, because I like to start fresh and clean. And real thing that I'm adamant about. Well, it's just one of those things. It's like nice to know that whatever you're doing is the first thing that happened that day. I mean, musically, the first thing that happened. So, exactly, very similar. This guy's using was. So I guess we heel schrijven zelf en wel eens die de lamps naar de exposition exos and then says it. I says it. I says it. Show off. Says it.